Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. I'm Atmadarshan. It's wonderful to have you back as we continue our quest to determine what's your path in life or in yoga. And chapter 15 of the Gita describes a very interesting path. Now, if you're ever wondering, what book am I referencing? In the Song of Your Soul series, what is that? There's the link right below where you can learn more. And if you have the book, you can even chant along. Chapter 15, the yoga of the Purushottama. Purusha is spirit and Atma means high, really high, Purushottama. So we can call it the yoga of the ultimate spirit. And in this, Krishna describes himself. But remember, in the Gita, Krishna is symbolic of our deepest being, our deepest soul. So when he describes himself with a capital H or capital S, as opposed to himself, his embodiment, when he's talking about himself, he's talking about the deepest mystery within him and within us. And that can be a path of yoga to find the deepest aspect of ourselves. And it might be a little mind-blowing. I think that's why this is in the Jnana Yoga section of the Gita, the knowledge section. Because many of us, in a way, we're programmed physiologically to do this too, but there's a quest for a certain kind of anti-aging or immortality through practices. And, some of us exercise so that we stay healthier, but some to stay alive longer. We might take medications or have surgeries with that in mind as well. There is this craving for endless life. We might say eternal life. But Krishna has something, I think, fascinating to say about this whole idea. So I'm going to be reading verses 16, 18, and 20, skipping in the poetic translation, which is in all three of the Song of Your Soul books. You can listen, or if you have the books, remember you can chant along. There are two types of spirit in the world, unchanging and changing. All beings are changing, and the unchanging is the unending. Since I transcend the changeable and the unending too, I am proclaimed in the world and scriptures to be the ultimate spirit. Thus this most secret teaching has been taught by me, O sinless one. Knowing this one becomes wise and his duties are done, Arjuna. So this can be a hard one to wrap our understanding around because we are time-bound beings. Well, at least this shell is, but we know there's something more to us, and that's why we crave that immortality. We think that immortality is, making this body or this mind or this personality or this ego last forever. But according to many mantras and to Krishna himself in the Gita, no, it's just recognizing that there is a part of you that is immortal, but not just immortal, it goes beyond that. Because as Krishna says, all beings are changing. Everything in this cosmos changes. Only that which doesn't change lasts forever. So if we think to ourselves, well, I would like eternal life to last as long as this universe, for example, or even beyond that, to the next universe's creation, we're still binding ourselves to this idea of time. So I've heard that time is actually not a notion created by the human brain. It does not exist outside of us. And it's a specific part of our brain, actually. So even wanting to be existing for all of time is a limitation of our understanding. Because what Krishna is saying is he, as the ultimate spirit, is free from time. There's no need to call him eternal because calling something eternal or infinite or everlasting implies that there is time, which Krishna is reminding us there is no time. We have to identify not just with the part of us that is eternal through all time, but the part of us that is so unchanging that it exists even when time does not. Ooh, where do we find that? That's a toughie. And why do we want to? Because as Krishna says in the last verse of this chapter, knowing this, one becomes wise, and this is appealing to me, one's duties are done. Arjun, you can think of it as, well, in my daily life, there's nothing to do because this is an unreal illusion. There's no really such thing as time. So thinking that I have to get things done, they're already done. What I'm going to get done is already done. Or we can think of it another way, our duties are done. One of the great duties of having the special gift of self-awareness is to be aware of the self. When we can connect to that part of us that's the highest, the Purushottama, then our duty as an embodied being is done. We don't need the body. We don't need the concept of time. We don't need the concept of death. We certainly don't fear death or time because that's all about change. And we are beyond, totally beyond change. Therefore, totally beyond time. Times change, don't they? Here in Cleveland, I've had to go back to sitting inside to protect the tech. Oh, from one day to the next, it's an adventure. However, the unending part of me is still here for sadhana. Oh, speaking of unending, today in the meditation, I invite you to contemplate the part of you that is beyond even time, that if you tap into, you are existing forever and outside of time. So not even bound by that. And there's a mudra called ananta mudra. Ananta can mean endless. And in fact, one of the names of Vishnu, who is incarnated as Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, one of the names of Vishnu's snake that he sleeps upon during all the creation and destruction cycles of the universes is named Ananta Shesha, the eternal snake. So here's Ananta Mudra. Prayer position, shoulders roll up and back to open the chest a little more. And from that opening, all the fingers come apart. The palms are still together, like a giant lotus. And in some teachings, this mudra is actually held above the head. It's a little awkward, especially when I'm trying to get it on camera. It's the mudra of the crown chakra, Sahasrara. So again, rolling back, opening all your little petals and holding it wherever feels right. Down here, up here, like a blossoming flower. Shall we try it? The cat, no. He was sitting somewhere else, but somehow he knows when I'm about to open the door and sneak outside. So here we go. I'll knock on the window if I remember to encourage you to switch sides. Let's do it. All right. Time for the meditative practice. You can contemplate the aspect of you beyond time, or if that's just too much, sit with ananta mudra. It's supposed to help us access the eternal beyond time itself. See you in 5. Isn't that ironic? See you in 5 minutes. Welcome back. It's raining. It started to rain during the meditation, which was fun. Had to grab something out of the way of the drops. Today's practice is dedicated to all teachers. It's in the United States. It has been National Teachers Week, Teachers Appreciation Week. I'm appreciating them now because I think teachers should be appreciated all the time. All teachers, school teachers, spiritual teachers, your inner teacher. I salute you. I salute everyone who is here. And I hope I have the pleasure of your company in the illusion of tomorrow. Until then.